close your eyes for just a second, and try to imagine the world not as it is now, but as it was billions of years ago. No cities, no countries, no humans, just a young Earth silent, raw waiting. Now imagine something stirring in that silence, a microscopic cell, learning to survive. This is where the story of intelligence begins. From the tiniest single-cell organisms, life started evolving slowly, painfully, persistently. Over millions of years, nature experimented. It created creatures with senses, instincts, memories. Then it took a leap and created the brain, the ultimate thinking machine. And among all creatures, one species took that brain and turned it into a revolution. Homo sapiens, us. We were not the strongest, not the fastest, but we had curiosity. We looked at the stars and wondered. We looked at fire and thought, what if? We began drawing on cave walls, building tools, hunting in packs, speaking in sounds that slowly became language. And over thousands of years, we built civilizations, Egypt, Mesopotamia, Indus Valley, Rome, China. We began measuring time, exploring space, asking questions about life, death, and the universe. And then came the age of science, electricity, steam engines, factories. The world changed in the blink of a historical eye. But still, machines only did what we told them. That is, until we asked the boldest question yet. What if a machine could think? Welcome to the birth of artificial intelligence. It was the mid-20th century. Visionaries like Alan Turing, John McCarthy, and Marvin Minsky were no longer asking if machines could calculate. They were wondering if machines could learn. The first AI programs were simple chess engines, logic solvers, pattern matchers, but they laid the foundation. It was like teaching a child its first words. In 1997, IBM's Deep Blue beat world chess champion Garry Kasparov. People gasped. But Deep Blue didn't understand chess. It only analyzed moves. It had no feelings, no strategy, no awareness. Still, something had changed. The seed was planted, and AI began to grow. Now, let's pause for a second. Think of how we humans evolved billions of years of trial, error, and adaptation. But machines, they were evolving at a pace we couldn't even comprehend. The 2000s brought faster computers, more data, and smarter algorithms. AI learned to recognize faces, read handwriting, translate languages. Still narrow, still specific. But then came the breakthrough that changed everything: deep learning. By mimicking how neurons in our brain fire and connect, we built neural networks, digital brains, if you will. And with enough data, these networks didn't just follow rules, they started discovering patterns on their own. And that brings us to the 2010s and beyond, the era of exponential growth. AI systems like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant entered our homes. Self-driving cars hit the roads. AI diagnosed medical images, recommended songs, optimized businesses, and even started composing music and writing poetry. Suddenly, machines were not just tools, they were collaborators. They helped us make art, do science, run cities, manage economies. They could listen, translate, draw, write, and learn. And now, we are not just creating smarter systems, we are entering an era where machines are beginning to understand language, where AI can hold a conversation, write a script, compose a melody, and answer your questions with insight. From what is AI to where is AI taking us? That is the question we now face. But let's end this chapter with a reflection. Throughout history, intelligence has always evolved from nature, to humans, to machines. Each stage brought challenges. Each stage brought possibilities. But here's the secret: AI is not something separate from us. It is a mirror of us, our creativity, our logic, our knowledge, our flaws. We made it. We taught it. And now we must understand what it means to live with it. So, as we step into the next chapter, I ask you this: is AI the next step in human evolution, or the beginning of something completely different? Stay with me, because in part 2 we go deeper. We'll explore how intelligence is no longer just biological but digital, and how the machines we built are starting to build ideas of their own. In part 1, we traced the origins of intelligence, from the birth of life, to the rise of humans, to the first flickers of machine thinking. We watched AI take its first steps, crawling, standing, learning to walk, but now, it's running. The last 2 decades haven't just been progress, they've been a revolution. From 2010 to 2025, something extraordinary happened. Data, computing power, and smarter algorithms collided. We stopped just programming machines and started feeding them something far more powerful: data. Every image you post, every video you stream, every message you type, it's all data. And AI, it consumes it. It learns how we speak, shop, move, think, even feel. That's how your phone knows your face. That's how your apps know what you'll love next. AI has quietly embedded itself in every part of our lives. It helps doctors diagnose faster. It helps farmers grow smarter. It translates in real time, guides planes, protects forests. And now AI creates, it writes, it paints, it composes, it designs, it even codes. What once took human effort and creativity now happens in seconds. Need a logo? 10 options in 10 seconds. Want a story, a song, a business idea? Click, and it's there. This isn't the future, this is now, and behind it all, language models, not just machines that follow commands, but systems that understand meaning. They don't just hear what you say, they grasp what you mean. Tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they're not search engines, they're collaborators, helpers, thinkers. They don't sleep, they don't forget, and with every moment, they improve. And that leads us to the edge of something once unimaginable, a GI, artificial general intelligence. An AI that doesn't just specialize, but adapts, reasons, solves across any task. We're not fully there, but we're getting close. Close enough that the questions are no longer, can AI help us? But rather, should AI decide for us? Will it replace us? Could it surpass us? Let's pause. Not to panic, but to reflect. Every great leap in technology came with fear. Electricity, the radio, the internet. AI is no different. It brings risk, but it also brings possibility. Massive, life-changing possibility. Picture a world where students learn in their own way, where doctors in remote villages save lives with AI's help, where climate models protect the planet, where artists create alongside machines. This isn't fantasy, it's happening now. The real question isn't can AI do it, it's how will we shape it? Who decides what values it carries? Who's in control? Here's the truth, we created AI, but now AI is creating ideas. It's designing, writing, discovering, even helping scientists and engineers, and itself. Yes, AI is now helping to train AI. We've entered a loop where machines improve machines. That's not just evolution, that's revolution. In part 1, AI was a learner. In part 2, it becomes a partner. But in part 3, we face the ultimate question. Is AI humanity's greatest threat, or its greatest ally? And by the end of that part, we'll go deeper than ever before. Stay with me. We've come a long way, haven't we? From the silent birth of intelligence in nature, to the rapid rise of machines learning to think. And now we face the crossroads. Because when a technology becomes this powerful, this fast, this capable, there's only one question that truly matters. Is it dangerous, or is it divine? Let's face it, AI is already everywhere. It's not coming, it's here, and with it comes a storm of emotions, excitement, wonder, curiosity, and yes, fear. Let's talk about that fear. Some say AI will steal jobs, and in many industries, it already has. Writers, designers, accountants, drivers, analysts. Tasks once done by humans are now being done by code. Others fear surveillance, deepfakes, disinformation, bias, and autonomous weapons. They warn of a future where we lose control, where decisions about healthcare, education, and even life and death are made by black box systems we barely understand. And then there's the ultimate fear, the AI singularity. A moment when machines become smarter than humans, not in one task, but in everything. Some see this as liberation, others see it as extinction. But let's not stop there, because fear tells only one side of the story. The other side is hope. Imagine a world where AI eliminates global poverty, not in theory, but in action. Where AI maps every disease, personalizes every treatment, and then suffering for millions. Where no child ever goes without education, because AI can teach in every language, every style, to every mind. Where we use AI to reverse climate change, protect endangered species, and rebuild ecosystems we once destroyed. Imagine an AI not just trained on our data, but on our dreams, our compassion, our creativity, our wisdom. Not replacing us, but amplifying us. Let's get real. AI is not good or evil. It is a mirror. It reflects what we give it. If we feed it fear, control, and greed, it becomes a weapon. If we feed it knowledge, ethics, and empathy, it becomes a guide. The future of AI is not a question of technology. It's a question of humanity. Will we use this gift to dominate, or to uplift, to replace, or to reinvent? The truth is simple. AI is not the end of us. It is the beginning of something new. We stand on the edge of the greatest transformation in human history, not because machines are learning to think, but because we must learn to feel responsible, to feel united, to feel what it means to be the creators of the intelligence we once only imagined. This is not about whether AI will take over. It's about whether we are wise enough to lead. Will we rise to meet this moment? Will we shape AI with integrity, compassion, and courage? Will we teach it not just facts, but values? Because if we do, then AI won't be our rival. It will be our reflection at its best. It won't be the reason we fall. It will be the reason we rise. So now I leave you with one final question. Can we build a future where intelligence meets wisdom, and where technology serves the soul? The answer is not in the code, it's in you. If it opened your mind, stirred your heart, or sparked your curiosity, then don't let it end here. Like this video to support thoughtful content, subscribe for more conversations that go deeper than just headlines, and share it with someone who's ready to understand not just where AI is going, but what it means.